Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. I just want to say sorry that we haven't done this in a long time, but I've been doing some studying and some other stuff, and I just want to share some things that I believe that the Lord has placed on my heart today. So anyone watching this that's a believer, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you for coming today, guys, and be blessed today, and we love you, and I hope that you're having a good day today in the Lord on the Shabbat. But today's subject is on, are believers supposed to have funerals and fellowship in churches? And the question for you guys today is, in this day and age, what place does a spiritual cleansing? And we're going to delve into it. A dead body. Let's go to Numbers 19, 11 through 14. And it says this, starting at 11. He who touches the dead of any human being is unclean for 7 days. He is to cleanse himself with the water on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he is to clean. But if he does not cleanse himself on the 3rd day, then on the 7th day he is not clean. Anyone who touches the dead of a human being and does not cleanse himself defiles the dwelling place of Yahweh. And we'll talk about the dwelling place, what the dwelling place is. And that being shall be cut off from Israel. He is unclean, for the water for uncleanness was not sprinkled on him. His uncleanness is still upon him. This is the Torah when a man dies in a tent. All who come into the tent and all who are in the tent are unclean for 7 days. And this is why they're talking about the body being unclean, and why I truly feel like we're not supposed to be doing in fellowship buildings or churches. Is that number one? There have been cases where when someone comes in and has touched a dead body, they started having nightmares about that person. And there's been other cases where people have come in and touched the body and they would start to convulse. And so people can carry demons. The person could have been demon possessed, and those demons could be left hanging on to them. And I have seen things in the spiritual realm. And yeah, those demons could come and attach to you. And that's another reason why we're not supposed to be doing it in funerals, in churches, because the church is the holy temple, the dwelling place of God. And the dwelling place of God, the person could have been even ill. Death and illness, disease, illness. Even today's medicines can get the body out, but if that person died of a disease, that disease is still in them, and that illness is still in them, and you don't want to touch that body. And many times, if not taken, you can get diseases and illnesses from the dead, literally. So let's go to Deuteronomy 21 and 23. And it says, let his body not remain overnight on the tree, for you shall certainly bury him the same day. For he who is hanged is accursed of Elohim, so that you do not defile the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you as an inheritance. So the person actually is supposed to be buried that day when they die. And they used to do that a lot. And they still do in other countries, because you don't know what could be on that body. And now the holy temple, as we see in Numbers 19, it talks about anyone who touches the dead of a human being in verse 13 and does not cleanse himself defiles the dwelling place of Yahweh, the holy temple. Well, it's not talking just, that's why we say the holy temple. And this holy temple, we are the dwelling place of the holy temple. And the holy temple refers to two religion structures that served as the central places of worship. In Exodus Israelites and Jews on the modern day Temple Mount in the old city of Jerusalem. The temple was a large multi-level indoor-outdoor structure that was the nucleus of Judaism. It's its most sacred site. The temple is where God dwells with his people throughout the biblical story. And there's the other temple, our physical temple, our spiritual temple. That's our heart. We are to be set apart, holy, Kadesh, holy, set apart. Our hearts are to be holy unto God, our body, from the world. 1 Peter 1:6 says this. Let's go to 1 Peter. Peter 1:6 says, because it has been written, be set apart, for I am set apart. And this is also talking about obedience. We're to be obedient. Be set apart for an honorable use. Be holy in our thoughts, our actions, and our minds. So it's also what we do and how we do it. In Exodus 19:5. Talking about obedience here. And now if you diligently obey me, obey my voice, and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a region of priests, and a set-apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to the children of Israel. So we're to be set apart. And so the churches and fellowships, they can carry all sorts of stuff, like apartment buildings, any buildings, and basements. Basements are in the ground. Well, demons and other spiritual creatures dwell in the ground. And you don't know who died in an apartment or another building. They accumulate and they gather. If someone died in an apartment, then you go live in that apartment, then that soul tie can be attached to you. And we have to be careful because of the soul ties. And the soul tie is a spiritual connection. If someone has a demon attached to them through blood ties, or even another person, or curses even, that demon can attach to you when hanging around them. And you have to be careful. You have to cut that off. You have to sever it. You say, you have to sever it. You have to say, I sever all soul ties. And if you know that person's name, you say that person's name was so and so. I cut you off. Get out of my life. You know, I don't want you. You know, you got to be firm with it, because they'll attach to you. So it's really, really, really important. So I would like your guys' input on today's lesson. I really appreciate it if you would leave a comment down below, very, very much, and give your input on what this lesson was about. I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed week, and that you have a good week wherever you go. Blessings, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.